What's up, y'all? It's your boy, the one and only A Switch, aka who keeps sucking on my nipples at night. I don't know what I'm doing with these nipples. I can't tell you. AKA, give me Pillsbury's. I can't even get it out. um, Pillsbury's finest. Oh, damn. AKA the Komake Tiger Dropper. AKA undisputed, undefeated, uncontested social distancing champion. AKA the nigga lip master. Bringing you yet another episode of Switches Sites, episode 146. We love to see it. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like I had an epiphany, but it it went away. Something dawned on me, but I was like, no, it didn't. So, for what that's worth. Yeah. Hey, you know what? We got a pretty decent show today. Have some good, interesting topics. I think I'd like to talk about, discuss, put in the universe. Hopefully, it comes back. If it doesn't, it's all right. That's like when you throw a boomerang and it doesn't, you lose it because it doesn't come back. Oh, this is fun. I'm enjoying this. Yeah. So, has anything, at least I recall, significantly happening? No, nothing that comes to mind. Happy Tokyo something. Damn it! What was it called? I feel feeling very ignorant right now. Ghostwire Tokyo. Where's it? Tokyo Ghost? I'm pretty sure Ghostwire Tokyo. Happy Ghostwire Tokyo release probably dropped already. Let me just give you a quick little let me get on my pedestal for a minute because could have started this episode earlier. But of course something always wants to get in the way. Just get in my way, stop me from doing what I'm trying to do. My webcam, that I'm recording video form for the audio listeners. On youtube.com/aswitch, these archives, and as well as Twitch. And man, I sometimes, I'm around computers all the time. That's pretty much my job. And just sometimes it becomes just irritating. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, camera was working fine previously for these past episodes. All of a sudden the camera doesn't want to work, or it's pretty much says that like the camera is in use by another program, but there is no other program using the damn camera. So what is going on? So literally roughly an hour and a half of me troubleshooting this damn thing. Come to find out, is because of a USB mouse I had plugged into a particular port. So I unplugged it, plugged into a different port. Now everything is golden. Hour and a half just trying to come to that conclusion. Just, it just gets to you sometimes. But I'm not going to let it get to me. It's just, that's the life dealing with computers. But you know what? I digress. Hey, I figured it out. We're back to where we're at now. I'm recording with you today and now. So I'm gonna leave that where it's at. Anyway, you know what? Let's stop the dilly dallying and get right into it, shall we? First topic of discussion is I'm presenting an award. New Witcher game, coming off the coattails of the Witcher 3's immense success. I've still yet to play it. I haven't, but I have not played it yet because I know it's a very long game. But Witcher 3, off the cusp of it. It's been was announced this week that a new Witcher, well, they call it The Witcher, but a new saga begins, which is at least implied within the Witcher series. So it seems like, I would assume, yet another trilogy of the Witcher games. Not sure. I think that's pretty much all we pretty much have to go off of. Read this little splitch. I don't know. We're happy to announce that the next installment in the Witcher series of video games is currently in development, kicking off a new saga for the franchise. This is an exciting moment as we're moving from Red Engine to Unreal Engine 5, beginning a multi-year strategic partnership with Epic Games. It covers not only licensing but technical development of Unreal Engine 5, as well as potential future versions of Unreal Engine where relevant. We'll closely collaborate with Epic Games' developers, with the primary goal being to help tailor the engine for open world experiences. At this point, no further details regarding the game, such as development, time frame, or release date, are available. Yeah. So, I mean, hey, that's great. As somebody who hasn't played any of the Witcher games, but I haven't played the Witcher games, but I've watched the Netflix show, which is it's funny to me personally. But I've definitely heard all the praise, and I know I will definitely get sucked into it when I play it, which is why I'm I think internally holding it off until there's some dead, I don't know, space to play without guilt of all the new games coming out. But I digress. I'm just curious what is going to take place, but I clearly don't know what happened at the end of Witcher 3, or I'm not sure if there's a canonical ending. I want to say I thought there was multiple endings. I could be wrong on that too, but hey, you love to see it though. At least going off of what people like from Witcher 3 going into this new Witcher presumed trilogy series, whatever. I'm looking forward to it. And I'll have to have a lot of catching up to do. I hear The Witcher 1 is not great. Witcher 2 is pretty good, and then 3 is excellent. So I don't know. May probably play 2, start with 2, then go to 3, and then probably around when this new game comes out, I'll be like, you know what? It's probably time to catch up. So, hey, I'm looking forward to it. Oh, I forgot. They did say, okay, it isn't going to be a Epic Games Store exclusive because, that's been the trend going around with a lot of games that they at least premiere on Epic Games and have some like period of exclusivity, like a Final Fantasy VII Remake, and eventually will come to Steam and other platforms. But looks like at least the plans currently are, at least via their Twitter in a reply, we are not planning on making the game exclusive to one storefront. So thank goodness. I mean, Epic Game Store is cool and all, but I just have a connection with Steam in terms of all the history, and now with the Steam Deck coming out, I mean, I just can't. I got to, But hey, you love to see it, right? You love to see it. Moving on. Nintendo Switch got a new update that at least at the surface, I think people were very excited for, but then after the fact, people were like, oh, okay. So at least the appeal of this new update was that the Switch finally added folders, which, I think a lot of people have been asking for, consider like the immense library that is the Switch with like, Android games and PC games coming over. It's man, navigating that store is a ordeal to say the least. But so when you think folders, you would assume that by folders, like at the main menu of the Switch, you can select various folders in the same manner as the games would be otherwise in the pre-patch Switch menu, but that isn't really the case. So you pretty much have to navigate to all software, and then in that subcategory, that's where you can see all your folders that you've presumably made already, which isn't necessarily, I think, what people were wanting, but I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. So I know me being a sucker for organization when it comes to at least navigation and stuff like that. I mean, I'm definitely I'm about to act up, but yeah, so it's better than nothing. Hopefully we can get folders at some point, but I mean at the main menu instead of being hidden, which I guess I can kind of see from like a UI perspective to some extent, but I mean, hey, give people the choice. Give people the choice. Let them do what they want. But we'll see. Still waiting on the music, Nintendo. Give us that store music. That jazzy, smooth, calming, comforting instrumentals in the eShop. We need it. I need it. Hey, I mean, I may put some more money down if that's the case, because that actually, when you think about it, it is a pretty good I don't know, technique, scheme if we being very, very dire about stuff. But you in the eShop menu jam into like these banger ass soundtracks in the eShop, just jamming, and like, man, this is so damn good. I'm in the mood to play something, buy something, whatever. And then you spend like a crazy amount of money in the eShop, and you don't necessarily feel as bad about it because you was jamming. That's a very, very rare case, I would assume, but still, I think if anything, it would definitely help influence people to buy something than if not of its current state with no music at all. So I think as long as they do that, actually get legit folders in the store, in the main menu, then I think the Switch will be pretty much in its prime, I guess, outside of the severe lack of video apps. I think there's only YouTube and Crunchyroll at the moment, but it's crazy how the other apps haven't caught on, like Netflix and Hulu and all the various other apps. But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe they're saving it for the Switch 2 or whatever they're going to call it when that comes out. But progress is progress, even though it isn't as much progress as we'd hoped. But here's to hoping in the future. Moving on. Keeping that firmware update train going.
Choo choo.
His voice, man. It's like a random chant. It's like I'm playing RNG every time I mess with it. I kind of like that though. I'm not even gonna lie. It kind of adds some spice to the show to some extent. So yes, the PlayStation 5, PS4 system software update released today. But I guess the biggest appeal of it is what they alluded to, at least announcement wise, on the horizon, which has been the long awaited, desired, needed, depending on the game you're playing, VRR support, which was promised, I think, almost before the PS5 released officially, and then we've been waiting since what has been like 2 years going now. And then, so now they technically announced it yet again that, hey, it's coming, but in a few months later on, which is kind of a weird communication to begin with. I feel like they were better off just dropping this firmware update and then maybe a couple weeks or so after, then announcing hey, VRR support's coming later, because people are getting the wrong impression, assuming that the VRR update actually went live with this firmware update. But that's not the case. It's not the case. But at least from what they showed us, it seems like VR is pretty promising for the PS5, where you can actually force it generally for anything you're playing, or I think games can do it on their own as well, within some minor update for whatever games that presumably can fully utilize it. And I guess just a quick explanation of VR, which is variable refresh rate, is basically, my understanding at least, is when a game's frame rate is very I guess all over the place, where you ideally would want it at 60, but it pretty often goes to 45 frames per second. That VRR essentially helps mitigate the judder and stuttering of that otherwise without VR would be very pertinent and visible and distracting. I think, just generally with visual stuttering and stuff like that. But VRR helps with that to actually make it more smooth when it does drastically jump from 45 to 60 and vice versa. So, at least the biggest recent example of a game that could definitely benefit from it is, at least what I've been hearing, Elden Ring, which at least has been pretty similar across all platforms. I know the Series X has VR already, but the PlayStation 5 is problematic with it, since it does do a lot of it, as well as PC on its own merit too. So yeah. Finally, well, almost. I know one controversy. I mean, in the very lightest sense, I'm making it way worse than it is probably. But I think something that's been disappointing a lot of folks, at least what I've been seeing in the Reset Era thread specifically, was that VRR is only being supported with HDMI 2.1 compatible TVs and monitors, but VRR is also supported with HDMI 2.0 as well, which at least I think a lot of people that actually do have a HDMI 2.0 VRR supported TV is kind of SOL in that regard. So it's unfortunate. Who knows, maybe down the line, 2 more years, maybe they actually might get that implemented for 2.0 users as well. So all in all, that pretty much is the biggest appeal of this update. I guess they added PS app and PS remote play enhancements as well. But hey, I know what I'm looking at. I'm just looking at that VRR. So it's what I want. It's what I need in my life. So, yeah. Moving on. Virtual Fighter 5. Let me do it in the voice because I just wanted to.
Virtual Fighter 5.
It's so dumb. Like a chibi version. Um that just derailed me, not gonna lie. Virtual Fighter 5 had the recent update previously with the Yakuza character costume pack where all the existing characters in Virtual Fighter got like relevant costumes for whomever character from the Yakuza series. But now, I think they announced it at Virtual Fighter 5 US Finals in Japan. They announced Tekken costumes for Virtual Fighter 5, which, hey, I'm gonna have to, indulge. Yeah, Virtual Fighter Ultimate Showdown, collaborating legendary Bandai Namco, fighting game Tekken 7 specifically, not any other. So I guess that's the theme. You think because like Virtual Fighter and Tekken were pretty somewhat competitive back in the day when, I think Virtua Fighter was technically the first 3D fighting game, I want to say. And Tekken, I think, quickly, took inspiration after that. But which is kind of cool when you think about it in that way. But yeah. So they showed what's his name? Akira as Kazuya Mishima. And who else? I think Fang, the drunken master dude as Heihachi Mishima. They having an iconic battle where we get into combos. I need to play more Virtual Fighter, man. Man, they do look. The costumes are really good, though. Have to admit. Oh, and it's free for PlayStation members. So PlayStation Now members, never mind. I thought it was PlayStation Plus, but no. If you have PlayStation Now, wait a minute. No, I think they're just talking about the base game. Yeah, never mind. Scratch all of that. But you could purchase it separately. I think it's probably, I would assume, $10, like I believe the Yakuza pack was. So I'll eventually indulge. And hey, I mean, I don't mean to keep putting this out there every opportunity I get, but I mean, clearly now there's been an established relationship between Sega and Bandai Namco, which another game that is made by Sega or published, whatever you want to call it, is Yakuza. And Yakuza collaborated with Virtua Fighter 5. So, based off those degrees, clearly Tekken and Sega are talking, and therefore Yakuza and Sega are talking, or Yakuza and Tekken are talking. If we wanna connect the dots, and we're just that much closer to Kiryu and Tekken. So close. I could feel it. I could feel Kiryu's cigarette burning in my face. That's how close I could feel it. But yeah. So hey. Oh man, I'm clearly fantasizing about that. I'm curious. I think at this point, it could be a final hurrah. I don't know. If I was Harada, the head of Tekken, I believe. Well, I guess he's. I want to say he's the director of the Tekken series, pretty much. I would save Kiryu for Tekken 8. Probably have him as like the poster boy, like a guest character similar to Akuma with Tekken 7. Oh man, instantly, you hear me? Instantly. So I guess we'll see. Probably likely Evo if we hear anything. I anticipate it. Mark my words. Kiryu and Tekken. Let's keep this. Let's keep the dream alive. Oh, especially since Yamaguchi left. I think the odds are even greater because he was saying that like Kiryu doesn't want to hit women, but hey, he's not with the company anymore. So hey, I say put Kiryu out, put Kiryu everywhere you can. I mean, it's the rumor that he might actually be in Fortnite too. Now Fortnite has no build mode. Talk about that a little bit later, but oh man. Let me stop gushing. I'm about to gush all over this floor right now. With that being said, though, that concludes all the news for this week. We'll talk about what I've been playing. 52. Elden Ring, of course. I mean, like, let me stop. Man, still thoroughly enjoying Elden Ring. Gotten more powerful. I've got my strength up to hold a sword in one hand as well as a shield. Put a Ash of Art on the shield. Found this really dope one called Gold Parry. So it seems to be like a larger version of your parry where it reaches out further. So technically you can parry like stuff in advance or further away from you than you would otherwise on normal circumstances. So that's fantastic. I'm enjoying the hell out of that, parrying all these bosses and stuff. I thought you could parry like projectiles. At least I saw that, but I think that was another Ash of War skill that you put on a shield that lets you do that, which I thought was cool. I think I saw it somewhere where somebody had this art where you did the same parry motion, but instead of I guess directly parry it, at least it would any projectiles that you actually, I guess for in this context parry, you would catch and then they would turn into swords, kind of like Virgil swords, and go at whatever presumably whatever person you're targeting, which is pretty dope. I've just been, man, I'm like 90 hours in now. It just feels like there's a lot of stuff I still have yet to explore, which is crazy because I've like been diligently exploring everywhere I can. I've been actually cheating a little bit since I've gotten to a point where I've been starting to get lost and just ride my horse hoping to find some other stuff, but that's not necessarily been working out for me much. But I was basically looking at a map and marking areas to actually go deliberately to find tombs I otherwise clearly have not been able to find, and that's still been pretty fun too. Slightly cheating on quests in terms of making sure I'm not skipping quests that I want to finish, which I figured some of that out. But man, it still feels like there's a lot of game left, which I'm thoroughly excited about. So it feels great, man. It feels really good. Elden Ring is great. I'm really debating about, like, I'm at least for sure definitely gonna play it again. I'm probably, after I beat it, play it for a fair amount of time to satiate my curiosity of what goes over the New Game Plus and all that, and then probably move on to something else. At least that's what I predict, but who knows? I mean, if it's enticing enough, I don't know. Might have to put these other games waiting for my attention on hold too. So Elden Ring is great, man. It really is. And then that's the other thing too. Like, I feel like I've been very much rewarded now for all my exploration, because I'm like I'm like at like one level 118, I believe. Got my sword to plus 20. And I've just been like decimating everybody. It feels like there's been some areas where I've been challenged, but at least for the most part, I feel like I've been like, oh, that didn't really hurt. Let me sip my Etsus. Especially, increasing your vigor or health, maximal health. That's helped a ton. Where I feel like I can take a lot of hits that otherwise would not be would be an insta kill. So that's been great. At least starting out, like having so much adversity. Now it feels like it's turning the other hand, which that's always been a great fulfillment with the Souls games, or at least me playing the common sentiment playing all the Soulsborne games was that. So it's good to see it come come yet again in Elden Ring. If not to a much, I guess it depends on your definition of easy, but I think being rewarded for exploring and playing the game like you generally would otherwise, I think is a pretty fair and reasonable, way to kind of keep you playing still. So I don't know. Feels like it kind of goes back to that argument about if, in terms of this game being difficult, which it definitely is starting out for sure. But I think, when you get to a certain point, it does get easier. But I mean, that hill is very high in terms of getting over it to where you actually get to that point where it's like easy afterwards. So magnifique is so great. I love it so much. Yeah, so enough gushing about Elden Ring yet again, but move on to what I've been playing next, which has been out of nowhere, freaking Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 2. I think I heard about it over the weekend where they were saying they were switching over to the new season or whatever. And I think shortly after that, I heard that there was a no build mode, but I was like, I'll play after I'm done with Elden Ring. I'll probably get to it. But then a friend was telling me like, hey, yeah, Fortnite no build mode is live. Hey, it's just pretty dope. I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and try and mess with it. And we were playing some duos, and it is literally what I wanted, or my biggest complaint with Fortnite alleviated, which was the whole building aspect. But yeah, when you play just some good old traditional battle royale Fortnite, it's pretty fun. I've played the most Fortnite within this week that I played probably throughout its whole existence, for definitely since this no build mode. So at least the rumor, I think that I'm seeing more solidified now, is that it seems like they are gonna stick with having a no build mode be permanent, which is definitely great. That definitely gets me to still stick with it if I fully get like full deliberate confirmation. But yeah, man, I never thought I'd see the day I'm playing Fortnite, but I literally am, and thoroughly enjoying it. I'd say I don't feel comfortable saying it, but I think it might be like its reputation has preceded it, the best battle royale game I've played, even over Warzone. That's kind of been my favorite battle royale game, at least before Fortnite now. So that's crazy to say, but yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Yeah, I think they compensated, added some things to make up for the lack of building You can tactical sprint, mount on like ledges and stuff above you and things like that. I think some other miscellaneous stuff, but it's like I've been so detached from Fortnite. Like I think the only substantial time I messed with it was literally when the John Wick skin came out. I was like, I gotta buy that. I have to buy it. That's like literally the only skin I'm like, I gotta buy it, and I did. And never really touched it after that. Played a couple matches and then was done with it. But hey, putting that John Wick skin to work now. So, yeah, man, it's pretty good. Got some turkey chicken dinners, a surprising amount. Yeah, it is really good. I'm getting acclimated to all the mechanics and functions of the game, and yeah, I might this might be a game I'll stick with for the long haul if they keep this no build mode. Otherwise, yeah, if they get rid of it, then I'm done. So I would assume, I think that's kind of been the common sentiment that everybody's really digging it. I think that's always been the common issue most people have with Fortnite, was that just the build mode and kids making immense towers above you and sniping you from above, and you have no cover. You don't even know how to do that, and that just irritates me just thinking about that. But yes, now with no build, it's the nitty gritty, boots on the ground type of battle royale that I'm really digging. It's still crazy to think that I'm like playing Fortnite now, but I am. It kind of makes me sad. I kind of wish I got some of the skins now, knowing that the updates, well, that we have this mode of a mode that I would actually play now. So, well, I never thought I'd say it, but here we are. Fortnite is great. Man, that is weird. That is weird to say. That is weird to say, man. Well, but yeah, it's true. It is true. With that being said, that's pretty much all I've been playing. Getting what I've been watching, which has been Shenmue. I think this is the second to last episode of this season. Hopefully, if it gets picked up for another one. Again, taking further into the plot of Shenmue 2. I don't know. It seems to be progressing pretty well to the point where I think it's probably gonna end like the second game ends, and then probably leave the third or next season for 3 if they get renewed for another season, or however that works. Consider it's a joint partnership with Crunchyroll and Adult Swim. So I'm supporting it. I'm rooting for it. I hope it does, because I think they again have done a pretty good job translating this game to anime form in the best way possible. So then watched Attack on Titan as well. Just desperation and sadness. So pretty much taking place after the other episode, obviously, in them defending the ship to get it off to actually find Aaron to battle him. And it's kind of messed up fighting against their former teammates, comrades, just slashing them. But man, I have to say the animation for this episode was just superb. Crazy. Just the animation was out of this world. I'd say it just stood out so well. Yeah. Whew. It's very good. Very good. Then, of course, The Walking Dead. Played a bit of that. Trying to remember what happened. Oh yeah, this episode they Aaron with the Commonwealth, they found a community that they were trying to have them join with the Commonwealth. But the game, the episode showed a lot of layering to the plot that showed like, oh, maybe it's not what you think. So eventually it came to be that, I guess, well, we don't know yet, that apparently they found somebody stole some guns and they hid them somewhere and they don't know who did it. My guess probably is Negan, who showed up towards the end of the episode, and he was actually with the community, this community that the Commonwealth was trying to take over. But my guess is that he took it and he's hiding and not telling. But I guess we'll find out that later towards the end of the show, but or the next episode, whatever. But pretty decent episode. I think it's getting interesting. Well, I probably said that for the past episodes, but I say at least for this, it definitely has been, I think, in my opinion. So, and with that being said, I think that's it, really. Surprisingly shorter show, but hey, I'm not gonna keep you if I don't got nothing to say, you know. So I won't. Let's see. So where do we go from here, huh? I don't know. Well, you can, if you did like the show, feel free to 5-star if you can on the various podcasts and platforms. I'm assuming I think that's the general safe thing to say. You can catch this show live on being recorded live on Twitch TV/aswitch on Thursday evenings, unless my camera decides to not want to work and I have to spend hours trying to fix it, and it end up being a simple issue. But I digress. What else? You can catch archives of this podcast as well as just watching it in video form on youtube.com/aswitch as well. Yeah. Other than that, I think that will do it for episode 146 of Switch's Sights. Yeah. Until next time, get your damn game on. Feel free to fuck. Aw, yeah. Nobody's safe.